Uh-oh. Welcome back to The Real with Joseph Lappman. I am Joseph Lappman. Welcome into The Real. If you're new here, please like, subscribe, and share. And shout out to all you guys on the playback watching this as well. And I got my guy, Illyria's finest, MMA loving, Dean Wade fan club presidente. Humble's in the building. Humble. Cavs got the win last night. Uh-oh.
What's happening? Yeah, man. You got one guy scoring all the baskets. When are you going to play team basketball, man? This is Cleveland Cavaliers. James Harden drops 30. Donovan Mitchell responds with 21. Cade Cunningham has 40. Karis LeVert is non-existent. I mean, come on. You got to love this. I mean, we're locking down one man as far as Cade Cunningham. And we are down 0-2. The momentum swapping. We win a game in Detroit. It's coming back home. I'm feeling it. We're going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's right. Cavs got the win. JB's still crying about the refs. Cade Cunningham, he gets trapped. Ain't nobody else can do nothing. What? I mean, Evan Mobley, he hit a three. He hit a three in a clutch moment. Where's my applause? He hit a three in a clutch moment. Max Strus was the man last night. Who else? Dean Wade, he was out there playing defense for a little bit.
Allen with a double-double. Come on, man. You got to love it. It's team basketball.
James Harden, 6 turnovers, but he still had 30 points. What?
Still 30. What?
And then the Cavs won in overtime.
That's right.
And the Detroit Pistons, Humble.
Man.
The Detroit Pistons, they were up by almost 9 or 10 points with less than 2 minutes left.
Correct.
And they choked it away. They choked it away. Welcome into The Real. If you're new here, like I said, please like, subscribe, and share. Hope you guys enjoyed we're having a little fun today. We're fired up. The Cavs got the win. Welcome into The Real. And yeah, I don't know where to start, Humble. I mean, I don't know where to start. I'm still reacting. I'm still taking in the game from last night. That was a hell of a win on the road. Welcome in. Again, the Cavs got a 117-113 win on the road. I guess we'll start with the box score, Humble. Why not? Get right to it. Let me know what you think here. What stands out to you? So let's take a look here. Humble, the Cavs shot 45% last night. I like to see a little 50 or above, but 45, whatever. 40% from three, Humble, on 35 attempts. I like that. Where's my, you know what? As much as I complain about it, where's my button? That's much better. Free throws. Humble, they finally shot over 80% from back-to-back games.
You need that.
Rebounds, they didn't get out-rebounded. They out-rebounded the Pistons finally last night. Assists, they 25 assists, but still that's a good number for them. Steal, let's see. Actually, with turnovers, we need to go. So, yeah. 17 turnovers last night for the Cavs, 15 for the Pistons. Humble. In the first half, Humble, the Pistons had 20 points off of turnovers. So obviously that can't happen. You got to fix that immediately. Fast break points, 23-7 advantage of the Pistons. Cavs got to clean that up again. So, Humble, looking at the box score real quick and just obviously watching the game last night, it's the Pistons were able to, for a lot of the game, Humble. I think they led 69% of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that was the same stuff, Humble, that we've talked about with Tunes Channel. Always that when the Cavs get beat, Humble, it's when they turn the ball over and they don't get back in transition on defense and they get ran out of the gym. And then I'll be honest, Humble, when it was 2 minutes left in the game, the way the Pistons came out in that fourth quarter, because they did it throughout the game, the Cavs were down by almost 15 at one point in the middle of the second quarter, got it within 8, right? And I think I'll get that in a minute. I thought that was significant because I feel like the Pistons really didn't take advantage of the Cavs' crappy first half as much as they should have. And then the Cavs, Humble, as bad as they played in the fourth quarter, they still shot back with 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left, though. I thought the game was over, Humble.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. A lot of Cavs fans did.
And so I guess to me, last night's game, it was the biggest heist of a game I've ever seen in terms of a team literally. You want to talk about literally stealing a game? I mean, they literally stole the game last night from the Detroit Pistons. I mean, I guess we'll start right there, Humble. I mean, just your instant reaction just to last night's game and just how the Cavs won it, coming back in that fashion. I mean, you can tell I'm still kind of like in shock. Like I could not believe they actually came back and won that like that.
Oh yeah, me too.
So I
Me
guess
too.
what was your reaction?
Well, it's crazy to think about it because one thing we talked about a couple of lives ago is how we come out third quarters. What are these talks looking like, right? Um, you can tell that these guys primarily are offensive team. Um, there's not a lot of defense you'll see with the Cavs. And like we said all the time, it's 70% effort, right? Just give your effort. You can tell there's just effort being out there. There's not anything else but effort. I think they really do utilize Kenny's play style of score, score, score as much as we can. Because we let some of these guys just score on us at will. But with that being said, I think that the way that we've been coming out these third quarters has been tremendous. Um, you got guys, Donovan Mitchell, not having great starts, but he finishes out at the end of the game with a decent amount of points. Harden, one of the craftiest guys we've seen all series, especially last night. I mean, he's balling out of his mind the last 3 games. And you got to commend him for that, being a 36-year-old man. He should not be playing the way he's been playing. A lot of people have been saying that. And I think we got to put up that video. I know you saw it. What's the chatter about? He doesn't even want to hear what people are saying, and that's one thing you got to respect about Harden. I think we're seeing a different Harden. We're seeing a leader in Harden. This isn't the guy that give me the ball, I demand the ball all the time. Because we got guys around him now. I mean, would you say this is the best team James Harden has ever had?
Um, ooh, that's tough.
I mean, you could say
Uh,
that KD Kyrie team, but they didn't even play for 20 some games.
that team, and then I'd still say that Thunder team.
Yeah.
That Thunder team was still pretty damn good. Hey, the 2018 Rockets team was pretty good.
Oh, for
Um,
sure.
but I would say that Thunder team was the most talented team. I mean, you had Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Serge Ibaka, uh, they had all the guys on the bench. I mean, they had a pretty good team, and he was off the bench with those
Right.
guys. I mean, that team was loaded. Reggie Jackson, I think, was the point guard. I mean, that team
Mm-hmm.
was stacked. But it's one of the most talented teams. I mean, here, Charles Barkley said it after the game last night. And I should have pulled that up. Charles, I thought, had a really good analysis last night after the game about the Cavs because he kind of said it how I felt about the game, and in terms of like I feel like the Pistons humble. Not only did they blow the lead with 2 minutes left, but they also humble. I mean, you had 20 points off of I think it was how many turnovers in the first? I think 11, and you were only leading by 8 at the half. That's
Yeah.
y- they're probably kicking themselves in the ass today because it's like you guys should have won that game last night.
Oh, 100%.
They didn't put their foot on the neck like they should have. Shout out to Wally. He said, "Yo, how you doing, Joseph? How you doing, Wally?" He said, "How you doing, humble?"
Hey, 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 Wally.
Um, and I got that clear. Here's what Charles Barkley said last night after the game, humble. And I thought this was spot on, and this is how I felt about the game last night.
Close it out next game. I thought Cleveland was the better team coming to this series. That's why I picked them. I When you watch the Pistons play, Cade Cunningham has more responsibility than any player in the NBA, in my opinion. Like they are they're too dependent on Cade. Like they look for him every single trip up and down the court. They don't. The Dennis, which the only guy if he gets, he just kind of like he's young and he just be playing. But the rest of those guys, they're so dependent. Tobias. But the rest of those guys, they got to stop. It's too late now. But this year, it is what it is.
What do you mean? Oh, you talking about
going forward?
I see what you're saying. Not to be as dependent. I thought
You can't depend. In the history of basketball, you can't depend on one guy to score, make every pass, because that's just too, against the elite team. You can get through the regular season, and they got. But I thought Cleveland. This to me was a Cleveland game.
I mean, but if you look at the 19 shots, Jenkins got 17, and Cade took 27. That's how it's supposed to be. So
no, that's not enough points, though.
Well, no, he said 20.
So they got plenty of shots.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's
they just got to play a little better.
They got to play, but it's Cade has to do too much. But this is the Cavaliers team.
So how many shots should he take? He got, took 27 shots.
Oh, he should be between 20 and 25.
Okay.
But he has to play exceptional though, because they expect him to make every play. Because Tobias didn't have a great game tonight.
Not at all. 6 for 19.
But I'm gonna just get to my point about the Cavs. This is the Cavs team. I thought James was gonna play well. I thought Donovan was going to play well. I thought Allen and Mobley would play well. Strus is going to do his thing. This is a really good team. I thought one of the reasons I like this team better because when Donovan was there by himself, he was just going to score. He's a hell of a scorer. But now with James there, he can have a flashback, which he did offensively, but he going to get Mobley, Allen, Strus, all those guys involved. That's why I think this is a different team going forward.
Yeah, this was a James Harden scoring 30 and going to the foul.
And Humble, I think everything he said there was spot on when I listened to that, because you look at the Pistons, like you had to capitalize on all those turnovers in the first half. You had 20 points off of turnovers, and you're only up by 8 at the half. And it's like, the Pistons, Humble, I said this on Tune's channel the other day. I think it was yesterday, was it? When I hopped on with you guys. Once you double Cade and lock it on him and get the ball out of his hands, Humble, the Pistons are kind of one-dimensional. They are one-dimensional. They really, Tobias can have some nights where he gets a little hot and, scores points, maybe cares. But other than that, it's not a whole lot you got to do. And that's why it's frustrating when the Cavs lost or even, played as bad as it's at times in some of these games, because it's like, all you got to do is not turn the ball over and just be, make your free throws. Like, it's that simple, and you win the game probably. If you don't turn the ball over as much. And so, again, I think Humble also the Pistons. I'm not surprised they gave the game away like that, home, because they're the type of team, even if they're up by 9 or 8 like they were with 2 minutes left, if you start to get down on Cade and he's looked kind of tired. I don't know if you noticed that, Humble. It looks like the end of the games he's a little tired.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh yeah.
He looks a little gassed out a little bit, so it's easier to kind of cave in on him a little bit and make the other guys do something, or he'll start turning the ball over. And again, shout out to Max Strus. Max Strus and Evan Mobley were the MVPs of the game last night, and I feel like Max Strus, Humble, that steal he had was a prime example of Cade just kind of fatigued, being careless with the ball, too tired in that overtime there. And, I think the Cavs, this series is starting to play out the last 3 games how I feel like it should, that the Cavs are the better team. They have more options in terms of scoring. They're not one-dimensional. They can beat you in different ways. It's all about them.
They've been here before, too.
You've been here before. It's all about taking care of the ball, being efficient offensively, making your free throws, and giving effort defensively, like you said.
And we were first seed last year. We know how it goes. We're not worried about these first couple wins. You got to play it game by game. You know what I mean? And I think, and I truly do. You remember when James Harden hit that shot, and I think it was like an and one mid range. Kenny Atkinson runs over to him, and literally he's got his hand up, like trying to pick up James Harden, as if Kenny Atkinson was a player out there on the court. I think Kenny Atkinson really believes in his guys. I know Strus was out there. I think he believes in Harden too. I think Harden believes in this team. Yeah, man, it's been fun to watch, and it's ironic to see how the series is unfolding because of how Raptors fans were just saying that, oh, Detroit is gonna just destroy you guys for us. And it's like, come on, man, stick to your team, man. You're in Cancun. Have fun. You know what I mean?
Humble, let me ask you about the play there at the end of the fourth quarter. The last play there, the Cavs, obviously Donovan Mitchell had the ball in his hands. He drove. Looked like he got fouled. He got hit across his arms when he went up. They didn't call that. Evan Mobley was also getting held under the basket as well. But the one everybody's talking about when the ball was going out of bounds, that Jared Allen, they said tripped the one guy, I think it was
And
Jenkins,
pushed him or whatever, or
and
tripped
that it
him.
should
Yeah,
have been a foul. Kendrick Perkins,
yeah.
I know, said today that shouldn't have called it. A lot of people said today they feel like they shouldn't have called it. Some people said they should have. What was your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's playoff basketball, man. Where I mean, the ball was already going out of bounds. It was shot clock was about to expire. Who cares? Nothing
Yeah,
to
and
cry about.
there was two other missed calls on that play too that could have went the Cavs' way.
Oh,
So
100%.
right, and that's why I get all these Pistons fans say, "Well, they're hosing us, and it's a rigged job, and all this." And it's like, uh, no. I mean, you guys
And,
blew a
he,
lead with
and
2 minutes left.
even if it was, it says more on. It says more with Allen showing that he doesn't give a f. Because I'm happy that he does that. I mean, we need an aggressive Allen. We need an aggressive Allen. That's why he had a double double last night. You know, I want Allen to get mad. I want him to have a reason to go out there and dominate. At the end of the day, realistically.
100%. 100%. So great win last night. You got any more thoughts on the game itself, Humble?
No, I'm just happy how he came out in OT and really responded and kept executing shot for shot. And man, I'm just happy to have Max. One last thing is just I'm just glad that you know, you were saying before the series started that you really think Evan Mobley was going to be that X factor. I was saying how I really think Harden and Strus, and I think all three of them have really stepped up in this series, and I'm just really proud of those guys.
Yeah, I did mention my guy though. I thought that had to play well was Harden, and
Yeah, oh yeah. You did say that too. Yeah, you're right.
I feel like Harden had to be an aggressor, and he has been ever since Game 3. He's come out and been a completely different player, and he's kind of turned back the clock a little bit, and he looks great. Now he's still got he does this guy does make some terrible passes sometimes, like some of the turnovers. You're just like, what the hell was that? But if he can clean that up, Humble, and keep doing all the other stuff he's doing offensively, getting everybody involved, and he's actually made some plays defensively too the last few games, which has been nice to see. I think the guy, you know, he's exactly what you brought him for. He's definitely solidifying why Kobe all made the trade he made, and so.
Right.
You know, and which is we all thought it was for this. You know, we all liked it at the time because we said, "Hey, it's for this moment right now in the postseason." And so, I think that, and then also, you know, I think another thing that stood out to me last night too, was just how the Cavs Humble. They really grew up last night to me. Now, they still got to win this series, so I don't want to say it's I don't want to put that stamp on them yet. But a lot of us said before this playoffs that they got to make the conference finals at least.
Mm-hmm.
And to go on the road last night and to win a game in that fashion, I felt like that's something I didn't see them. I've never seen them do that before, and in a postseason game where it matters the most. And I feel like last night they really took a leap to that. It was maybe a team now they could become something that we all know they're capable of becoming.
Right. And I think we all know that they can play at this level. It's still unfortunate to see some of these guys not play, as far as like the Craig Porters of the world, the Keons, and well, I mean, yeah, Tyrese, the rookies, whatever. And you know, you could argue the Thomas Bryants and the Larry Nance, but whatever. You know, this at the end of the day, it's who we traded for. Harden's here to make an impact on our bigs, and Donovan Mitchell's here to lead our offense. And you know, if I keep that in mind, and I think, yeah, we can be the best team in the East if we play like how you said, like how we've been playing last night. This is team basketball. This is playoff basketball, and we got to play like we want to be here, and we've been here before. At the end of the day.
Shout out to B Scrooge, said it's a lot of Harden haters out there that want to see him fall off. It's crazy. Right. Yeah, that whole crowd last night, Hobo, was saying "F you, Harden."
Yeah. Did you hear what he said about that?
What did he say?
He was saying, well, I think he said he was kind of trying to brush it off, but Strus said something about along the lines of, that's just we want that at the end of the day. We look at that as respect. We're doing our thing at the end of the day. We're doing what we're supposed to, and I think it's true.
Mhm.
Max Strus backed up Harden. Harden, he's such a nonchalant player. He didn't want to respond to that, and he shouldn't. You know what I mean? Media's gonna jump right on him for that. But for Max Strus to jump on that and be like, "Hey, this is my guy," you know what I mean? And they even swap numbers. You know that they swap numbers. You know what I mean? I think their chemistry is really impeccable, and you could see it how they've been playing. I mean, even that last 24 seconds on the shot clock, James Harden with that free throw, he misses it and gets his board back. I mean, this is a 36-year-old guy, Joe. You know what I mean? It's just this isn't LeBron James either, right? This is James Harden, a shooting guard, 6'5". You know what I mean?
Mhm.
This is impressive to say the least, man. And I know Kobe said you can't win with when he was back in Houston, James Harden, he said, well, you can't win championship or playoff games with that play style. I think we're seeing a different James Harden. We're seeing a guy who's buying into the system. He's seeing a team. And I know I was trying to say, is this the best team he's ever played for? Is this the best starting five he's ever played for, right? He's got besides the small forward, right? I mean, he's always had no small forward, I feel as if, besides that KD. But by himself, I mean, he's a 36-year-old guy, point guard, with Donovan Mitchell out there, both guys who've never, you could say, got to the finals by themselves, right? And now they're
Mhm.
doing it together, right? Batman and Robin, or I mean, I wouldn't even say Batman and Robin just because of how great of each player really is, but there's no real comparison to these players. They're just uh, ball getters. I mean, and hoopers, and they're just go getters. And man, I'm rooting for these guys, Golden Wine, all the way, man.
Shout out to Ahmed. He said, "What's up, bro? Good to see you, Ahmed."
The goat.
He said, "What's going on, fellas? The Cavs was due for a win on the road. Yes, they were. That's definitely. That's why I picked him, because I feel like it was about time. Cade is carrying them on his back. Really, he really is. He really is carrying them. Now, can he carry him to 2 more wins, Humble? I don't know. Breaking news came out today about the Cavs, Humble. Everybody's got the. I almost said a word. There's reportedly a stomach bug going around the Cavs locker room, per Joe Barton. It says, quote, the Cavs are dealing with some illnesses. Atkinson said he had a little bug. Sam Merrill was violently ill on the off day between games 4 and 5, and he did still play game 5 and actually had some good big shots. As a stomach bug, different from Atkinson's upper respiratory bug, is also coursing through the team. Not something you want to hear before game 6 tomorrow. So basically, Humble, we need some Pepto Bismol in that locker room right now, or some Pepsid, some Tums. We need some vitamin C. We need to get that emergency up in there. Your thoughts?
If Jordan had that flu game against Utah, hell, you guys better go out there and play with that little stomach problem. I don't care what's going on with that stomach. You better get that Pepto Bismol. You get your tomato soup, whatever the case may be. I don't know what's gonna make your stomach feel better, but hell, I listed 2 that help my stomach, and I tell you what, Joe, these guys, this better not be an excuse to lose the game. Game 6. That's all I can tell you. They're too good for this. They know they're too good for this. Like I said, if Jordan had a little flu game, so be it. These guys can play with a stomach problem. Just keep shooting threes. No, don't drive for it. That's all I say.
Well, Sam Merrill played 21 minutes last night. So the fact that he played 21 minutes and they played the way they did and fought back at the end and still went to overtime, I think, it could be something that's growing around the locker room right now. But I think after last night's win, Humble, I think everybody felt a lot better today.
100%.
So the fact that Merrill played 21 minutes after he was, like I said, he was violently ill, is a good sign that he was able to go out and play 20 plus minutes. So, and hit a couple big threes. So I think it's obviously something to keep an eye on, but I don't think the Cavs have the best doctors in the world. I mean, they got Cleveland Clinic. They got some of the best medical team in the world. And, I'm sure they're getting taken care of today and getting their rehab and treatment and resting, and they'll be ready to rock tomorrow night. Because they all know tomorrow night you got to win that one at home. You forced it to Game 6, you got to win it. Shout out to one of our first ever Twitch streamer comments, Humble, or Twitch streamer, Twitch viewer comments. Enjoyed the stream. Just followed. Do you have a Discord or community link? No, I do not yet. I'll be honest with you. I got to grow my Twitch more. Something I need to put a little more time in. I'm mainly on YouTube and Facebook, and so you can definitely subscribe to us on YouTube at Joseph Labin, and you catch there. But he says he enjoyed the stream, so I appreciate you for tuning in, my friend. Thank you to iCatastrophic 99.
Let us know if you're a Cavs fan, man. Let us know if you're a Cavs fan. We might be able to help you with the community.
Absolutely. I'm around if you ever want to link up. Happy to share my Discord anytime. Okay. Maybe I'll make it. I might have to make a Discord. But definitely catch me on YouTube, and you can catch me back here on Twitch as well. We'll always be live. I got to grow my Twitch more, to be honest. I haven't put a lot of time into it. I put a lot of time in my YouTube page. And also we're on Facebook too. So, but thanks for tuning in, my friend. And glad you enjoyed. But Humble, like it says, the Cavs steal Game 5. Did they steal the series? And so Game 6 tomorrow night, Humble, in Cleveland. We'll give our predictions of what we expect. I'll let you go first. What do you see? What do you expect tomorrow night?
Yeah. It's crazy you say that. I'll just re-jog my memory with that Game 7 against the Raptors. I think that, it's going to be close for a little bit, as it should be. These guys are NBA players, high caliber players at the end of the day. But I think that after that halftime, I don't know what it is. I hope that the NBA can't figure out what's going on with our halftime speeches. But I really do hope, and I'm praying, man, to God, that every time it hits that third quarter, Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Evan Mobley, or Jared Allen, or Strus, or Dennis Schroeder has the look in their eyes like, give me the ball. I know what I'm capable of. I am a basketball player, and this is all I know. I put the ball in the hoop, and trust me, I do this. And I think that when I look at it from that perspective, we have too many killers. We have too many guys that know their role. We have too many guys that only have to play one side of the like basically, I just believe that these guys know who they are, and I think that they're coming alive. I think that they realize that they've been facing some really hard competition, and I think I got the Cavs blowing them out in the third quarter and ultimately winning the series. It's going to be 120-105.
I agree with you. I think the first half will be back and forth like we've seen, because the Pistons are going to come out playing hard, no doubt about it. And then I think after that, Humble, I think you're right. I think the Cavs come out in the third quarter. They've been the third quarter team recently when it matters most. So I think they come out in that third quarter, Humble, and I think they absolutely do what they did in Game 7. I think they just go crazy. I think, Cade gets gassed out again. I think the Cavs just get hot at home. The crowd will be on fire. It's Friday night in Cleveland, Ohio. It's going to be nice out. People are going to be springtime. Like, the Cavs are about to get to the East Conference Finals. I mean, people are excited. I think tomorrow's going to be a great night in Cleveland, and I think that it's going to be a party downtown after the game. And so I think the Cavs win tomorrow night, Humble. I think they win pretty convincingly in the second half. I think they win, I'll say 131-108. So that's what I got. I got the Cavs winning big tomorrow night. I don't know. I just think after a game like that, Humble, I just don't know how the Pistons can recover from that. I mean, to lose like that at home, I mean, that's a tough blow. You could see it in their faces last night when they walked out of that gym last night, Humble. And I said this back in, I think it was Game 5, or no, excuse me, Game 4 on Toon's channel. When they walked out of that gym in Cleveland, I remember I told you I said they just looked kind of defeated.
Yeah.
You could just see it, and they almost won last night, and then they blew it again. And they blew the game. I mean, that's one of the biggest. Again, I think it's the heist of the heist game of the century with the Cavs blew off last night. I could not believe. I mean, I was happy the Cavs won and came back and forced the OT, Humble, but I was more shocked how the Pistons blew that. I mean, they had it right in their hands at home and absolutely blew it. And you can make an argument the Pistons blew that game more than the Cavs won it last night for 48 minutes till the overtime. The Cavs dominated. But, you can make that argument, and that might be very well true. Honestly, I wouldn't disagree with it. And I just think it's hard for a team to come back after that, Humble. And, JB, I think, the way he keeps talking about the refereeing and the calls, it's just like, I don't think
you can only, say that for so long.
Yeah, and it's just not the message you want to send to your team. At some point, your team, they're sitting there and they're good. It's just this mentality of, well, it's the refs. We're like they don't make adjustments. It's the JB playoff. What we've seen, they don't make adjustments. They're one dimensional, and once they figure them out at the end of the games, they have a hard time recovering. A lot of his guys are pretty gassed out. And I thought JB last night wasn't great in the clutch with his rotation. So I'm like, why wasn't Ahmed Thompson in there? Or was it? Yeah. Why wasn't Sure Thompson?
Yeah.
Why wasn't he in the game when Harden was shooting that free throw to get the rebound? Like, I didn't get that at all. He wasn't on the floor. And remember when Harden missed that free throw and they were only up 3 and Harden got his own rebound, and then that was the game right there in the overtime. It was like, why wasn't he on the court? But there was some things last night from JB. I was just kind of like, I feel like Kenny's kind of getting the best of him recently with some of the rotations and just the way the team's playing, honestly. So, but yeah.
And and the last thing is just, I mean, it's just so funny that Charles Barkley said it, because I was thinking that the whole time before we went into the series that, I mean, Cade's only one man, right? I mean, that's what they were basically ultimately saying when it was LeBron versus the Warriors all those years. And obviously I'm talking about post Kyrie, but how are you supposed to beat this fundamental team when you got every position that's being utilized, as far as point guard to shooting guard to, you could maybe argue the small forward, but the small forward Max Strus, he's been showing up, to power forward to center. I mean, you only got one guy as far as I'm concerned in Cade Cunningham. In the regular season, you had Jalen Duren, but Jalen Duren he's been invisible. I mean, I don't know what's going on with him. And I was very high on Jalen Duren. I was actually one of the guys that said, hey, I think Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham could maybe be the next Shaq and Kobe. And boy, was I wrong, because Shaq would never do this. And yeah, Cade, I mean, I don't know if Cade Cunningham and Jalen Duren are not on the same page right now, but boy, that's not a good look, man.
Yeah, that's a great point. 100%. It's not a good look. Yeah.
Oh, and your backup centers are performing better than your starting center. I mean, that says more. I mean, you got a guy in Paul Reed that had more rebounds than Jalen Duren last night. Yeah, I mean, you can't give that guy
the size advantage off the bench too. We don't have. I mean, we have Thomas Bryant, but he don't play every game. So
and they got Isaiah Stewart. You got 3 decent centers
who hasn't really made an impact in this series
whatsoever.
Like I thought he could, because he's capable of it. Very capable. I mean, I like Isaiah Stewart, but he just hasn't really had an imprint in a lot of these games. I mean, last night, looking at the box score, he only had
8 points.
8 points, which is good. 2 or 3. He had a couple threes. I mean, last night I actually played better, but the rebounds, only 2 boards.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, you just watching the game though, you never really, other than the little skirmish you got in with Jalen Tyson, you never really felt like, and Jalen Tyson's another one who I wish, he only played 3 minutes last night. This is a guy at one point in the middle of the season looked like a star to make it, like not say star, but a very good player.
Right. No, you're not wrong. Up and coming, as some
a rising star, I could say.
Right.
with that potential, and he just hasn't showed it this postseason consistently. So
Do you think it's his toe? People are saying he was dealing with the toe injury. Do you think
I think
that
it's the toe, and probably the toe, and just some of the matchups and what he's asked to do. And they also brought in James Harden after, and ever since James Harden's been
right?
here, Jalen Tyson hasn't had to have the same usage, and I think that's kind of why some of the numbers have come down a little bit. But I still like him; he's still a good player. I think the next series, if we make it to the Knicks, I think that's where he'll have more of an impact. But
I would 100% agree with you on that.
You're gonna need him then because they got a lot.
You're gonna need him. You're gonna need him.
Else the Cavs might need Humble. Moving on now to our last segment, and if I got time, guys, I will drop the link. But I want to get through this last segment here because I definitely got to talk about this because we're gonna tie it back to the Cavs, and so Humble. I were talking about it the other day. Where's my thing at? Hold on. Here it is. Hollywood ending, my Humble. Mr. LeBron James. LeBron Ramon James. Seems Humble like his days in LA are over. And, LeBron is not very happy. It seems like. Not very. A story came out yesterday from David McMenamin. Obviously, works for ESPN. Very close. He's covered LeBron for 11 years. He's been LeBron's kind of team reporter in a way. He put out a story, Humble, talking about why it's the Lakers and LeBron kind of need each other, but also that it's very difficult for them to make a reunion. And obviously, I came on this show the other day, and I went on Toon's show, and I said the other night I was heard from what I heard was that was probably his last game as a Laker. That was it, and that they're moving on. Obviously, it's full blown Luka now, and I still think that. And so I feel like yesterday's story really solidified that to me. And so here's read it a little bit, Humble. Rather than hand it to, so let me stop right there. So this is the part of the story. If you guys probably heard yesterday, he was talking about when the Lakers played the Cavs back in LA in March, and the Cavs got boat raced by the Lakers mainly. Oh, I would say boat race, but they got controlled by the Lakers. The Lakers dominated that game. The Cavs never really got in that game. And after that game, it was LeBron's. I think LeBron he had the most wins in NBA history. I think it was by a player after Kareem. If I'm not mistaken, that was it. He broke a record. JJ Redick also broke a record. It was his 100th coaching career win. And after that game, Rob Pelinka went in the locker room, right? And Rui Hachimura had his 5,000 career points. Doncic hit his 15,000 career points that game. So they had 4 records broken that night. Or 4, I don't say records, but 4 things. LeBron broke the record. And then they had 3 other milestones. So 4 things total for the team. LeBron broke the all-time win record. Redick had his 100th win. Doncic 15,000 points. Hachimura 5,000 points. And so after the game, it says right here, rather than hand the game ball, it's talking about the game ball here, rather than hand it to Hachimura or Doncic or James, Pelinka walked in front of the room and presented the ball to Redick, who had just presided over his 100th coaching win. James has a, quote, great relationship with Redick. Sources very close to him say, one telling ESPN that Redick's hiring is one thing that the Lakers got right. Damn, that doesn't sound very good, does it, Hubble? That's one thing they got right. What about the other stuff they didn't get right? But James, who played the past 8 seasons in LA and helped deliver the franchise's 17th championship in 2020, saw Pelinka's priority in that moment as yet another example of the Lakers taking him for granted, sources say. Adding to James's ire, sources said, was the fact that the past dozen or so wins in that stretch came with James willingly taking a supporting offensive role behind Doncic and Austin Reeves, which LeBron emphasized in his press conference that he was the third option this year a lot of times. It goes on to say it was nearly an unprecedented move, and especially so for a player of James's caliber. He was still named to the All-Star team in the record-setting 23rd season. Rarer still, considering he had been the face of the franchise for nearly a decade. And it goes on. And so without even stopping to change clothes, so he went on Rich Eisen's show yesterday, Dave McMenamin explained kind of this more in detail. LeBron was sitting with ice packs on his knees and at the locker like they do after the game. He had on gym shorts still and a T-shirt. and he just didn't even change into his clothes. Didn't take a shower. I mean, homie didn't wash his ass. Nothing. He just grabbed his shit and walked right out. It said James marched off into the LA night, simmering from another perceived indignation delivered by the organization that, as one source close to him told ESPN, tried to, quote, push him out the door after acquiring Doncic last season, which I said on my channel last year when they hired Mark Walters, a new owner, that was the end of the road right there. And I had those lives with Humble and Toon and all those guys last year. Jersey came on that when that happened, when they sold the team. And I said, this is the sign the end is coming with him in LA. And so Humble, he didn't wash his ass. He didn't say goodbye. Didn't get a little bite to eat. Nothing. He was so pissed he got his stuff and walked right out of there. And so it goes on. There was another incident. So that was one incident where he felt disrespected and felt like he wasn't appreciated by the organization. It says, as the season played out, Lakers officials would on occasion partake in a parlor game of sorts during the games at the Crypto.com arena, sources told ESPN. An onlooker was asked to observe James play for a stretch, disregarded his name and age, and evaluate his play to come up with a salary number that, quote, anonymous player would deserve next season. So basically they had somebody come in there, an onlooker, and act like this is not LeBron James, forget his age, forget who he is, act like it's some guy you never seen play before, and tell me what this random onlooker, who could be just some analytic nerd or I don't know how this guy knows how to evaluate basketball. I don't know, Humble, if this is a guy like a associated, like a legend of the organization, possibly a scout. I'm not sure, but they were asked to treat LeBron like he was just some anonymous player and say, "Give me a number. What you think this guy is?" It was their attempt to gauge a fair market price for James's services. The full mid-level exception of 14.1 million, 20 million, 25 million, 30 million. What was it? And what game was it? I mean, he could have had 10 points that night, Humble. So that's two of the things from this season with the Lakers that kind of just, rubbed LeBron the wrong way. One source close to James, who attended Game 4 against the Thunder on Monday, told ESPN that I think it's, quote, up to the Lakers. He loves it in LA. Talking about him coming back and re-signing. He's obviously he's an unrestricted free agent now, and he can go wherever he wants. He's a free man since 2018. And so, this person close to LeBron says, I think it's up to the Lakers. He loves it in LA. On the James's way out of Crypto.com arena after the Thunder loss in Game 4, the same route he took after the Cavs game at the end of March, he was asked if there was any unresolved issues between the sides. He said, "There's no static from me," James told ESPN. And so, what do I think about all this? I just told you guys the other day that his time in LA is pretty much done. It's over. And I think it was predetermined before the season, and he's known that. I think Mark Walters, we know his history as an owner, as he was the owner of the Commanders, used to be Redskins, the owner of the Dodgers, now the Lakers. That group operates a certain way. When they have aging stars, they don't like to usually pay them another contract. And I think that's what's playing out here. And I think they predetermined that before the season. And I think Mark Walters, in my opinion, and this has actually been rumored from people beyond the scenes in league circles, that he went in the season and said, listen, let LeBron play it out, pay him his money, his $50-something million, play it out, and we're moving on after the season. It's going to be Luka's time. We got to allocate our money to different avenues to build a team around Luka, and that's that. And so I think that it's definitely over in LA. I mean, if LeBron really wanted to go back to LA, and Humble, I'll ask you this. If LeBron really wanted to go back to LA, do you think they would have him? Do you think he would put out a story? And obviously, Dave McMenamin wrote it, but we all know McMenamin's close to LeBron and Clutch Sports. Do you think they would let that leak out that, hey, we feel disrespected by and unappreciated by the organization? If you're trying to get a job somewhere, would you go and tell that to the boss? I really feel unappreciated by you guys.
No.
Hired by him?
Yeah, no.
No. And so I think this is over. And I think it's going to be the Cavs as one destination. I think it's going to be the Warriors another destination. The Warriors thing is very real. And that's it. It's only those two. So, I'm really fascinated where this is going to end up and where this will go. But they're already – so that was that story from basically – you heard a lot of sources in that article directly related to LeBron's camp and LeBron himself. Well, the Lakers are going to fire. I told Humble this on the phone yesterday. We were talking about this. I said the Lakers are going to put what they really feel about LeBron out there, and they're going to do it in a very subliminal way. And so I said the LA Times, and the LA Times 2 days ago, Bill Plaschke, who I've followed for a long time, I enjoy a lot of his columns, just the way he writes, and you learn a lot of stuff about LA sports from Bill Plaschke, what's going on. And he said he wrote an article that he put out. It was more of an opinion, but I think there's people in the organization that really agree with this. For the sake of their future, the Lakers should bid farewell to LeBron James. And so that's on the front of the LA Times, right? And then Stephen A. Smith went on First Take and basically leaked out conversations he's had with people in the organization that says the Lakers allegedly do not like LeBron James or Clutch Sports for Stephen A. He said, quote, they don't particularly like him. That's what that's about. Okay, can you do a Stephen A. impersonation, Humble?
Yeah, I can't do it.
You can't? Okay.
Can't.
They particularly don't like. That's what this is about. They'll never admit it. You know that Clutch Sports of Rich Paul and LeBron has turned them off. He's one of the greatest manipulators of narratives we've ever seen. There's very few people on planet Earth more skilled and committed to controlling the narratives than him. And so, big thing there, obviously, the Humble, is that he says the Lakers front office is not very fond of LeBron and Clutch Sports. And I think it goes back to the article that came out with Jeannie Buss, how she, that was leaked out over in the middle of the season, how, her relationship with LeBron at the end. And I know she came out and kind of tried to backtrack that a little bit, but I think a lot of that stuff was kind of true. Obviously, the Rambises were involved back then when Jeannie was there, and there was a lot of rumors about their relationship with LeBron, and they didn't. I know some people that said they couldn't. And again, I'm just repeating, it's all rumor. I get it, but that relationship with the organization, that's been rumored before. That's something that a lot of people have said for years now. And so, I even said on my show the other day that I heard that Blake and LeBron haven't really talked like that in recently. And I think a lot of stuff you're seeing leaked out now kind of proves that. So, again, it's over at LA. Now, what's next for LeBron? And Bobby Marks of ESPN put out, if LeBron James left the Lakers, he would, quote, likely sign at $15 million non-tax mid-level or veterans minimum with any other team. Or excuse me, he would, quote, likely sign at the $15 million non-tax mid-level exception or veterans minimum with any other team. I want to make sure I read that right. And so that's the latest on the news. So obviously you can see there's like a back and forth now with the Lakers and LeBron. Each side's kind of putting out what they feel about each other. Seems like the end to me. And I think it is the end. And he knew it all year. And I think they've known it. And they're pivoting now. They're full blown Luka now. There's no involvement of LeBron anymore. I don't think even 1%. And so, what's next for LeBron? Well, Brian Windhorst spoke about it today on ESPN on Get Up. Here's what he had to say.
When you read that, what was the first reaction that you got from it?
Well, the Lakers have a problem. The Lakers don't want to lose LeBron James. They don't want to lose his 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists a game, but they don't want to pay $50 million for it because the rest of the league isn't going to come bidding $50 million. But here's the reality. If you have a superstar player, and LeBron James is still an all-star, and he is still a superstar player, still a top 20, 25 player in the league, it's very hard to ask that player to take a pay cut, whether he's 21 or 41. And if you want LeBron to take a pay cut, you can't just indeterminately say, hey, will you take a pay cut? You better bring him a reason to take a pay cut and explain that, yes, the team was 0-8 against the Thunder this year, but if we acquire this player or these two players with the money you're going to leave on the table, we can overcome that. I think LeBron would be open to that. But the concept that he's just not as good anymore and that maybe he's only worth 30 million instead of 50, you're not getting that from LeBron James. LeBron James doesn't believe in that, and I don't expect him to accept that. And I'll tell you one thing, if you're the Lakers, if you force LeBron to leave, he'll go somewhere else and play for less money. He won't want to stay for the Lakers and play for less money if he thinks it's an insult.
Yeah,
Fascinating stuff. And we tie this all back to tomorrow night's game in Game 6. Will LeBron James pull up to Game 6, Humble? Will he be in the building tomorrow night like he was 2 years ago against the Celtics? That's what I want to know. That's what Humble and I are wondering. Will he pull up to the game tomorrow night? Some people I know. Tom, I think it was somebody in the media, in the local Cavs media, put something out the other day along those lines. Like, will he pull up to Game 6? Humble, you still there, brother?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Kind of your thoughts on all this with LeBron, the Lakers, and will he pull up to the game tomorrow night, Game 6?
I'm hopeful, but with LeBron's busy schedule, he's probably on that LA time schedule. You think he really pulls up, Joe? You think he pulls up? Think he pulls up to see what it's looking like, see what it would be? I feel like we get the notification that he's already in Akron.
Yeah, you wouldn't know that.
He said, "Well, no, you wouldn't know that."
No, you wouldn't know that. Man. So when he came to the Celtics series 2 years ago, they lost in the first round at Denver, right?
Yeah. I remember.
And they got swept. So, and that was about 2 weeks after he lost. So this would be what, almost a week after he lost? When did they lose? Sunday?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think LeBron's in Cleveland. I don't think he's in town that fast in less than a week. Personally, I think I think LeBron wants to take 2 weeks to get out of the spotlight, if I'm being honest with you. I'll say this. If they win tomorrow night like they should, he'll definitely be at one of the games, and he'll be at game 3 or 4 in Cleveland against the Knicks. No doubt about it.
I say he might even show up in New York. Why not?
He may go to both.
He
I think he'll definitely be in Cleveland or New York. And if the Cavs are the team he's really eyeing, he may go to New York just to throw it off, like, because people say, "Oh, is he going to come to the Knicks?" He's not. He's never going to the Knicks. But
right.
He's going to see a Cavs game, I think, in person if they win tomorrow night. So I don't think he'll be there tomorrow night. Now, if he does show up tomorrow night, Humble, I think
that place is going electric.
It's electric. Number one. They're gonna be chanting shit all night, come back home and all, but he's definitely leaving LA if he goes to, because that's just the ultimate, cue.
That's the ultimate.
That's the ultimate, because that means he read something, what Stephen A said or whatever was put out there recently. He's definitely like, you know what? I'll show you guys. Take this. Like, I'm gonna go watch a team that's still in the same round we just lost that I could go to. So I don't think he'll be there tomorrow night, but I expect him to be at the East Conference Finals if the Cavs do close it out indeed and make it there. So
100%.
And I know I've talked I didn't talk, but I heard.
And if not the finals, Joe.
Yeah. Oh, hey, maybe that'd be great. I did hear some rumors the other day that some people that not only the Warriors thing was very real, but that also these people also said that they think the Warriors might be the odds-on favorite to get him, and so I don't know if I really buy that. Still, Humble, if I'm being honest. I get he likes the West Coast and California, but I think he likes that in Los Angeles, right? There's a difference between there's a little difference between San Fran and LA a little bit, like Southern Cal, Northern Cal, like. I think he's a Southern California guy. He loves Los Angeles. That's where he's going to live most of his life. He obviously built a $50 million compound out there, or whatever it is, 50 mil, I think it is, or something like that. But something crazy. But I think he likes California, but he likes where he likes to live in California. And so I don't think that just means he would just go to Golden State to play with Steph. Now, Humble and I talked about it the other day. I don't think it'd be a good idea. And he might as well just be halfway retired. Would you say he's a part-time basketball player at that point?
Yeah,
so
he'd be part-time.
Yeah, golfing with Steph and going out with Draymond. So I don't know if the Warriors can even make that happen. They're paying Jimmy Butler $50 million next year or something like that. So I'm not sure if they can even give him the mid-level exception. I think the Cavs could clear a mid-level exception somehow. They probably could, or maybe they orchestrate a sign and trade with LA with some of the players they have and make it happen that way. But I think the Cavs are the top suitor, Humble. And it just makes the most sense.
It makes the most sense, and it just gives him The best possible send off into retirement. Coming back home, if you've already played an adult career and then some, um, I say, yeah, come home. I'd take the money. If I was him, I mean, you already have enough money, man. You're a billionaire playing in the league still. Some of these guys are never gonna touch a B. You know what I mean? Just be grateful with the. And some of these guys are gonna lose all the money they have, uh, blowing the money that they had, with the $1 million that they made. I say, come home, go on a minimum contract, Bron, do a perfect send off, and ultimately, you know, I say it all the time, Joe, but I think it's true. I think maybe he comes back and leaves where he left off, that 2017 season, and he gives us that kiss goodbye, and we'll see one of his best. We'll argue that if he comes back, this could have been his best season, the greatest old man of all time, and I think he already is. But we'll give him another reason back home in that uniform.
Yeah, I agree. It's
You
definitely
can't bring.
What's
Well,
that?
you can't bring those classic uniforms back and not expect Braun to not play in them one more time.
Right. Yeah. I mean, come on. And they can bring back all of them: the white, the red, and the
Oh, that would
blue.
be amazing.
I mean, why not just run it all the way back? I mean,
Run it back,
might as
bro.
well just play that Kanye West album too that he used to play in the arena when he was there.
I know the 2005 guy would love it. That one guy that you sent
Oh
me.
yeah, shout out to him, crowd pleaser. Yeah, he's the man. Time Traveler 2005. I think that's his name. I think that's his username, crowd pleaser or something. But yeah, Time Traveler 2005. Shout out to him. Cleveland product. But yeah. Can they bring back Ira Newble to play?
Movie
Maybe they bring
Gibson's
back
not
Ira.
here.
Yeah, shout out to Booby. I mean, can they bring back that whole team? But no, I mean, it's definitely a fascinating story, Humble, and definitely one I'll be on top of. Shout out to Tune. He said salute. Good to see you, Tune. Make sure you guys go subscribe to @Cavaliers Talk, and maybe he'll be live soon. So make sure you within the next couple days, maybe tomorrow or whatever. But make sure you go subscribe and hit the notification bell whenever he goes live, so you know.
Hopefully you didn't get that Cavs bug, Tim. That's all we're hoping for.
Yeah, we didn't get the bug that what got reported today. But and maybe we'll have all the guys pull up over there too. I know I was trying to find some time then we get some guys up here, but that's all we got for today because I gotta get it rolling here. But you'll find us pull up maybe all of us will pull up on Tunes Live. And we had Ahmed. Hey, Tune Ahmed was here today.
He was here.
He was here. So he's
confirm
here.
that.
He's still a Cavs fan, I believe. And Ahmed, we were wondering what happened to you, where you went. So but he is here. And Wally was in the house. Shout out to Wally and Beast Grills. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, shout out to all you guys. Please like, subscribe, and share. And go subscribe to my guy Humble's channel. Humble, where can they find you at?
Humble Man MMA will be over there making some stuff out there and making the MMA channel happy and the fans. So come over here if you support me and you like what I say, come over there and we'd love to have you.
Absolutely. Please go like, subscribe, and share. My man, Humble and Man MMA. And he said, "Nah." Laugh at emoji. He said they said the refs got it right on Jared Allen, no call.
He must be a little bit back.
What are you talking about?
He must be a little bit back on the video. He must be watching it from wherever he's at. We talked about that a while ago.
He might be. No, I think he's just bringing that up because they probably just announced that there was a no call because the league probably looked into it. So, because obviously that was a big controversy today. Was that a no call or not? So, the league says no call according to Tune. That they said the refs got it right, Humble. So, hey, either way, guess what? Cavs still won.
Still won. Got to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah. But shout out to all you guys. Please like, subscribe, share all that good stuff, and salute to all you guys. And I will see you in the next one. I'm out of here.
Go on.
Oh, I get my button ready. I'm out of here now. Go Cavs.